James Dutton, John Dutton's ancestor, took great risks to establish his family in the American West long before John Dutton even held the title of Yellowstone's Ranch. That is Dutton's narrative in 1883, the Yellowstone prequel that debuted on Paramount Plus on Sunday. However, when we begin the recap of Episode 1, it appears that 1883 may actually be the narrative of James's teenage daughter, Elsa Dutton, Alexa and Katie's Isabel May, whose voiceover opens and closes the episode. Elsa seems to be regaining consciousness after being struck unconscious when we first encounter her. Nearby, flames flicker. The American Great Plains, she relates, is a place that must be witnessed to be understood. But even after seeing it for the first time, I still don't really comprehend it. She is crying and claims that she is in hell, and there are demons everywhere, indicating that nothing is right in her immediate surroundings. As she stands up, we see that a covered wagon nearby is burning, and that a group of white individuals, who seem to be Native Americans, are shooting arrows at them as they run. When Elsa rushes to the man's body and searches for his gun, she is stopped by a Native American man on horseback, who threatens to kill her if she doesn't drop the weapon. She shoots him at the same time he shoots her, since she knows that if she follows his advice, her chances of getting sold aren't good. Despite being shot through the chest, Elsa is unfazed and lurches over the field, shooting at the soldiers on horseback. She questions whether she has also turned into a demon in her voiceover. Let's take a break from Elsa and travel back in time to a man with white hair and a mustache who is crying on his front porch in the middle of nowhere. Smallpox recently claimed the lives of his wife and teenage daughter. He walks back outside and sets the place on fire after carrying his daughter's body up to where his wife's body is, in bed, distraught. A man walks up to him and addresses him as Captain, while he sits in the grass contemplating taking his own life with a revolver. The widower, whose name we shall find out is Shay Brennan, Sam Elliott, the ranch, doesn't seem concerned that the distraught father or husband is actually going to shoot himself, and neither does the other man. While traveling to Fort Worth, Texas, also known as Hell's Half Acre, Shay and his associate Thomas, LaMonica Garrett Arrow, see a guy operating a covered wagon and defending himself against a gang of bandits. He is curt when Shay and Thomas exchange a casual greeting, and he manages to shoot them all. However, after the incident, he throws up, indicating that killing is not something he does readily. This is not to imply that he lacks skill. In addition to showing up in Fort Worth to get ready for a reunion with his family, the man turns out to be James Dutton, Tim McGraw, country music artist and former cast member of Friday Night Lights, whose train from Tennessee is scheduled to arrive shortly. Dutton shoots down a pickpocket who palmed his wallet 5 minutes before he arrives in town. Although the petty criminal is not immediately killed by Dutton's gunfire, the people of the lawless enclave quickly are. The point is made that Fort Worth is a horrible place to be because there is so much violence in such a short period of time. Or, as a local businessman cautions James, "You better know how to use your pistol, mister, when you pull it in this town." Elsa and the other Duttons show up shortly after. Elsa's Aunt Claire, her teenage daughter, their young son John, and Margaret, James's wife, country music artist Faith Hill, McGraw's real-life missus, are also present. Elsa is too feisty for her mother, according to Claire, a stern woman. To be fair, she treats her mother with a little sassiness. When his family gets off the train, James is ecstatic to see them and takes them to the hotel, where he has reserved a number of rooms. James had to carry buckets of hot water up from the foyer to fill their room's bathtub, which they use for some sultry, romantic alone time with Margaret. After her little brother has gone to sleep, Elsa, who lives with John, glances out the window and is amazed to see a lady and man having sex in the alley. However, things take a turn for the worst later that evening. An extremely inebriated man makes the mistake of entering Elsa and John's room. He begins attacking the woman as soon as he discovers she is in his bed. John is able to run for their parents because she fights back. James shoots the man dead from behind and yells that anyone else who preys on his family would suffer the same fate as he crawls on top of her with obvious purpose. Shay and Thomas are getting ready to lead a group of German immigrants to Oregon in the meanwhile. In addition to lacking horses, the immigrants speak very little English and even less survival skills. James meets Shay and Thomas and says he and his family will go with them, but he is not employed by them, even if he had previously refused their invitation to join the expedition. It's more of a numerical advantage. The expedition then starts the following morning after they check all of the Germans for smallpox. A man and his wife have it, and they are kicked out of the group and forced to lie down by the river and wait for death.